This presentation provides an overview of the birth weight EBVs that are calculated by BreedPlan, both how to interpret the birth weight EBVs and also what information is currently used to calculate them. The birth weight EBVs calculated by BreedPlan provide estimates of genetic differences between animals in the weight of calves at birth. The birth weight EBVs are expressed in kilogram units, with lower, more negative birth weight EBVs indicating smaller expected weight of the calf at birth and generally more calving ease. When selecting animals using birth weight EBVs, there are a few important considerations that should be made. First of all, in situations where both calving ease and birth weight EBVs are available on an animal, then the calving ease EBVs provide a better indication of the overall genetics of the animal for calving differently, as they take into account all the different factors which impact on calving ease, in addition to just the birth weight. Secondly, when selecting on birth weight EBVs, and in particular selecting on lower birth weight EBVs, it is important to realise that lower birth weight has an antagonistic relationship with some other economically important traits, particularly post-birth weight growth. As a result, selection on low birth weight EBVs should be carefully balanced with selection for these other important traits. The information used in the calculation of the birth weight EBVs comes from the weights of the calves that are taken at or shortly after birth. Stud breeders will aim to record the birth weights of their calves within ideally 24, but in some cases out to 48 hours after birth. And this information is submitted to BreedPlan either in association with the calf registrations that are provided to the Breed Society or directly to the BreedPlan office. When recording birth weight information, there are many different techniques that stud producers use, ranging from simply using bathroom scales to pick up the calf and weigh it, through to a range of commercially available calf weighing cradles. The following slides provide some examples of the different techniques which are used. On this slide we can see an example where a stud producer weighs the calf by placing two belts around the girth of the calf, clipping that onto a set of clock face scales and listing the clock face scales in front of his face where he takes the reading. This slide provides an example of a more advanced system for recording calf weights, where a cradle is mounted onto a four-wheel motorbike or the tray of the utility, the calf placed in it, and digital scales are used to record the calf weight. Another example from a research station in Northern Australia, where there is an arm mounted on the back of the Toyota Land Cruiser tray and a set of clock face scales mounted on it, where the calf is caught, a chain or two sets of chains placed around the calf lifted, and the measurement taken. So as you can see, there's quite a range of systems used by stud producers to record birth weight. Recommendations to stud producers would be to find a system which works in their setup and for their capabilities. There are a number of considerations which need to be taken when recording birth weight information for BreedPlan. The first is that information should be recorded on all calves, including dead calves. Dead calves, importantly, are often the heaviest calves, and while we may not be interested in using them within a breeding program, they provide invaluable information on the size and the dams of those calves, plus also for the other calves which might be born unassisted and of lighter birth weight. Importantly, if a few calves are missed during the birth weighing, then it is important not to simply guess those. Just leave those weights blank and their EBVs will be calculated based on their relatives and other related traits. For breeders that are starting out with looking at taking birth weights within their operation, a good initial strategy can be to just do the calves from the maiden heifers. Breeders are often going around their maiden heifers more often and more intensively managing them, and so a good initial strategy can be just to take the weights on those calves and start to get a feel for how recording birth weight works within your operation. Another consideration is where females have been managed differently prior to mating, where it may have impacted on the birth weight of the calves. It is important to record a birth management group so that these weights are correctly handled within the BreedPlan analysis. Of course, recording birth weights can be quite dangerous at times, and it is very important that stud producers take care of protective mothers and ensure that they do not place themselves in danger. This is particularly important when you are using staff to collect birth management groups, where there's a number of occupational health and safety considerations that need to be made. The last consideration when recording birth weights is it's very important to take the weights properly or not to do them at all. There are a number of different systems out there which enable sub-reducers to take shortcuts, such as the use of coronet band tapes or girth tapes. At present, these are not acceptable for the submission of birth weight information to BreedPlan. So the message is record your birth weights or don't do them at all. So hopefully this presentation provides a useful overview of the birth weight EBVs and the information which is used to calculate them. Further information is available from the BreedPlan website, in particular from the technical area of the website where there are a number of tip sheets available, or alternatively, further information is available by contacting staff at the BreedPlan office on the number listed on the screen.